This news program is proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods and Paradise Beverages.
Christmas, a time for forgiveness and happiness. A world film with a PNG story. And a family's idea to help the children of Manam.
This is the National EMTV News with Meribah Tulo.
A very good evening. Thank you for joining us for the news on this Christmas Eve. Christmas, as believed by many Christians, is a time for forgiveness and happiness. In Jiwaka Province, a man whose body was missing in a car accident from a flooded river in Enga Province was compensated yesterday. The compensation was a way of peace to the family of the missing man.
Owner of Kende Vegetables, a company which supplies fresh vegetables to parts of Highlands, Jack Amu gave a total of 58,000 kina and 51 pigs to the family of his driver, who was involved in an accident last year. It was alleged that after transporting vegetables up to the Barrick-owned Pogera mine in Enga Province, his driver and a crew were traveling back to Mount Hagen when they met their fate. The crewman survived injuries to his head, while the month-old 10-ton SRR truck was washed away by the fast-flowing Lai River at Wapanamanda Electorate. The body of the driver has never been found, something that has never happened in the history of the Lai River. However, Mr. Amu, who comes from Layagam, a tribal zone area, says compensation is a way forward for peace to prevail. Meanwhile, families of the missing driver accept the compensation, saying there are no grudges against Kende Vegetables.
Islands display history blong karam compensation golong place blong man no give compensation em so kama blong kamna and first for something online long like me welcome to plana mi pla mamas long line long like na mi pla talk thank you na accept him or get there anymore peak no something will give me pla accept him please. Thank you.
Vasinata Yama, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
Meanwhile, Mount Hagen City hosted its first ever Christmas carols by candlelight last night after 43 years without a celebration. Joseph Rokpa, an individual who sponsored the program, aims to see oneness in different walks of life. Like other centers who are celebrating Christmas in different styles, Rokpa has promised to sponsor the program in Mount Hagen each year.
Hundreds of city residents came together to celebrate Christmas last night in the heart of Mount Hagen City. The highlight included celebrating with security guards and the less fortunate dwellers in the city, among them sex workers, the orphans and homeless people. This was the first time for this group of people to be part of the Christmas spirit, where they witnessed glowing lights and carols sung by youths and creative dance performed by children.
I wanted to bring hope to those people who know that those things. I wanted to bring something that God is real. God loves everybody. And for us, leaders, those that we are plenty, we must learn to say.
Joseph Rokpa, who sponsored the Christmas program, says individuals like him who have enough wealth to celebrate Christmas must share it with others who cannot afford celebrating it. Rokpa, who is a dedicated Christian, has been feeding homeless people, security guards and sex workers every evening for the last 14 months.
It's so sad to see that people still live in poverty when we call ourselves a Christian country, and we have so much wealth in this country. The wealth of this nation is in question. Who has got it and why he's got it? Why she's got it? It should be said.
Christmas, which falls on the 25th of December, is believed by many Christians in the world that Jesus Christ, the Savior of mankind, was born on this date. Most Christians believe that it is a time for forgiveness, togetherness and happiness at home and with others. Vasinata Yama, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
New Guinea's one community initiative that aims to share the joy of Christmas with mothers at maternity wards of at least 6 public hospitals throughout the country. The initiative has the backing of 3 business houses. Brian Bell donated 500 gift bags, Black Swan International and Airways Hotel contributed towels, toiletries, sanitary products and baby toys towards this cause. The maternity wards received the gifts, and these include the Rabaul, Madang, Mount Hagen, Goroka, Ley and Port Moresby General Hospitals. New Guinea's General Manager Corporate Services, Marco McConnell, in receiving the gifts, thanked the 3 business houses for their support and partnership in this community initiative to bring the smiles to the faces of mothers this festive season. All gifts have been packed and will be airlifted to staff at the specific New Guinea ports, who will later distribute to respective hospitals. Officially premiering in Australia, a feature documentary filmed in PNG titled Into the Jungle. It tells the story of a couple that not only save an extinct species of tree kangaroos, but also makes an unexpected impact in their community. Because of this, today, over 10,000 people living in the Torricelli Mountains of West Sepik Province have access to water and sanitation.
Set in the steamy jungles of Papua New Guinea, Into the Jungle follows the story of an Australian couple that committed their lives to save an endangered species of tree kangaroos.
From working in the zoo and from going to universities, I had a fascination with tree kangaroos. And when I found out that the species in PNG were under threat, I wanted to go to Papua New Guinea and try and save them.
However, an unexpected turn of events has the couple not only saving the tree kangaroos, but also helping more than 10,000 people living in the Torricelli Mountains receive proper water and sanitation in an area that is extremely remote.
The very first thing that people said to us 15 years ago, water is a problem for us. And back then we were like, well, it's got nothing to do with us, we're here for tree kangaroos. But over time we realised we can't actually help these animals until we help the people. And that's why we flipped our approach into we've got to focus a lot more on the community development than the research or the science. As soon as we installed those water tanks, it just changed people's lives.
The feature documentary, which took 7 years to film, premiered at the Australian Centre for the Moving Image Cinema in Melbourne, which saw nearly 400 people turn up for the screening.
I was incredibly blown away by the cinematography, and the story really gave me a sense of the possibilities that can happen with.
And seeing these 2 cultures come together was just an extraordinary thing, and I loved that. I loved that so much.
According to director and producer Mr. Hanlon, feature-length documentaries set in PNG are rarely made. The wild, remote locations and unpredictable climate and political circumstances present considerable challenges. Making a film like this provides a unique opportunity not only to profile the amazing environmental work of Jim and Jean Thomas, but also to give the international audience a rare insight into the daily lives of the Papua New Guinean people.
Making the film, there was lots of enjoyable moments, but the highlight for me was how easy it is to get Papua New Guineans to act. We asked them to do a scenario for us, and voila, there it is, first take, you've got it.
Thank you.
Absolutely incredible actors, Papua New Guineans.
So our biggest goal has always been to establish the conservation area in Papua New Guinea. So the government of Papua New Guinea has already been given the submission. We're just waiting for the final stamp of approval. So that could happen any time. It's up to them now.
Lilian Sopera Kinea, National EMTV News.
A family in Port Moresby has taken the initiative to help the children on Manam Island through a book drive. The Manam Island Book Project is a project started by the family to collect books and raise funds to support primary and elementary schools on the island. MIBP volunteer Jacqueline Ume says there is no better way to help the displaced kids than to invest in their education.
For over 14 years, the children of Manam have had no sufficient basic education materials, and it was an initiative by the family to help these displaced children with books to support them in their education. The Manam Islanders Book Project aims to raise funds and help deliver books to affected schools on Manam. The inspiration to start this project came when the family realized that the only solution to the plight of Manam Islanders is through education.
Because at the moment we had grounds research, they went down and there's nothing. Like literally, one school reported that they had only books were shared between 6 students, one book between 6 students. And what the teachers did was they scheduled time for each student, so the child would use that book. And then when his or her time was over, they'd pass on to the next one.
A small book drive held today at Gordon's in the nation's capital, so many people coming with reading books to help. MBIP volunteer Jacqueline Ume told MTV News that the books collected from the drive today will be delivered to 6 primary schools and 11 elementary schools in Medeng.
We aim to deliver 11 Jolly Phonics kits to these 11 elementary schools. That's the first phase. And then the second phase, we aim to bring down books, library books or textbooks, all the different books down to the primary schools. So yeah, basically the project revolves around books because we believe in the potential books have in educating children. Yeah.
The Manam Islanders Book Project has carried out a number of fundraising activities this year, and they are set to deliver books and other materials to schools in Medeng by next year. It is a family initiative, and they are planning to have the group registered as a non-government organization so that they can get support from donor agencies to help the children of Manam. Rayon Lakingu, National MTV News.
The quarterly Human Rights Forum held in Port Moresby recently discussed the Papua New Guinea government's progress on its human rights obligations and commitments. The forum was attended by key government agencies, civil society members and development partners, and was co-chaired by the Department of Justice and Attorney General and the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. Through his opening remarks, Attorney General Davis Stephen said the government is driving the human rights agenda to PNG officials and that in 2019 the government wants to make serious advances in its human rights reporting requirements. Minister Stephen said the next generation should be engaged on human rights issues, including violence against women and sorcery accusation-related violence. It's Christmas Eve, and MTV asked some members of the Port Moresby public about the challenges they face when preparing for Christmas celebrations. Many said security and flexibility of moving around in overcrowded places with their families was a major concern. Meanwhile, NCT Police Commander Donald Yamasombi has urged the public that police are using all available resources to guarantee public safety. Rosemary Yambune reports.
Tomorrow will be 25th of December. It is a Merry Christmas from Port Moresby. The queue to counters, ATMs and other public services have been longer than usual these past days. It is tough, especially for many who do not own a vehicle to move around places fast.
Section. We must bump into plenty line through excuse lol na go inside so.
Other members of the public commented that opportunities are on the prowl, attacking unaware citizens, and this has slowed their preparations for the Christmas celebration.
My attitude is like we don't have car to move around.
The police is aware of a slight increase in petty crimes, especially in public places.
Over that 1 week period has been high, with about 60 reported offences.
NCD and Central Police Commander also said the police is using whatever resources they have in hand to ensure that members of the public enjoy their festive celebrations. Rosemary Yambune, National MTV News.
It was a night of fun, entertainment and a little bit of laughter as MTV hosted its first Carols Under the Stars last night. The event billed as MTV's way of thanking viewers for a wonderful show of support this year. Even Santa made a surprise appearance.
Families from across Port Moresby gathered at the Sir John Guy Stadium for MTV's first Carols Under the Stars. The evening's proceedings televised live throughout the country and also live streamed on Facebook.
Christmas is nothing but about Jesus.
It began with a short sermon followed by entertainment from contestants from MTV's Vocal Fusion.
Here we go. Silver bell, silver bell, silver bell, silver bell. It's Christmas.
the singers providing their renditions of Christmas classics.
It's windy, windy. The kids are out of school. Magic. Yeah.
Presenters from MTV's various programs were given an opportunity to speak on what Christmas meant to them. It also provided an opportunity for MTV News to thank its viewers for their support throughout the year.
Christmas is about family. And for us, I can say that for the longest time, family has been the reason why we do the work we do in MTV News. This year has been an important year for families. We reported on families doing it tough. We reported on families dealing with disaster, dealing with domestic issues. But I think the thing that makes us get up every morning and go to work and bring the news to you is the reason why families are important. And Christmas is no better time to remember that.
For families present, the fireworks displays also provided extra joy for the festive season. All in all, it was a night of fun, entertainment and festivities, with families celebrating in the spirit of Christmas. A portion of gate takings from this year's Carols Under the Stars will be donated to businesses for health, in line with the spirit of giving to those in need this Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Rosemary Yambune, National MTV News.
You're watching National MTV News. Still ahead, Simbu Regional Seat recount. Health support workers want to be recognized, and the Binding people of East New Britain want their own district. Stay tuned for the details.
Whatever our work may be, sing out strong as far as you can see. Whatever language people are taught, come on, everyone join in. An exciting adventure is about to begin. 'Cause there's one thing we all know, when it's time to get up and go. Sharing stories make the call. Our favorite biscuit, the best of all. M now, PNG. M now, PNG. M now, PNG.
I wash my hands after I use the toilet. I wash my hands after I touch the animal. I also wash my hands after I cough. I wash my hands before every meal. I wash my hands after I sneeze.
Hand washing reduces the spread of germs and diseases. Wash your hands after touching animals. Together, let's make hand washing a habit.
Clean hands, good health.
In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
No can time long pilai one time die. Time family belong you, e go other side long solwara. No can kalap long dingi where emi pull up pinis or kalap suppose only drink beer. No can kalap suppose whether e bugger up or no got extra zoom or wara belong drink is that. All get a time wear him life jacket. Sekim suppose one to belong you e come back alright. Time only go other side long solwara. This fella talk save e come long NMSA.
Sorry, I can't come home. I'll have to work late. I'm working on the staff's Nest Fund contributions. I'm late and it's already due.
Go home to your family. We've already registered with Nest Fund Employer Online Portal. Register your company today with Nest Fund Employer Online Portal and enjoy the benefits we offer. You control everything from contribution, loading automation, generate contribution, receipt summary, or just monitor contribution history. Register your company today with our Employer Online Portal. Nest Fund, your partner in superannuation.
If you are purchasing Christmas lights this festive season, carry out a basic check before you buy. Check that the insulation is thick and the plugs are standard. Christmas lights with thin insulation and substandard plugs are dangerous and can cause harm or fire. But before you purchase, always ask for a certificate of approval from PNG Power Limited.
For more information, check our website, social media sites, and the national call center numbers on your screen.
My story is something different. Practicing hard at an age when it was my age to play. Returning to play within days of Dad going God's way. Choosing my country again over anything else any day. I deserve something different, and so do you. Presenting new Oxen Palm Barbecue. The Oxen Palm you love with a tangy barbecue flavor that is so tasty and so different. Because PNG deserves something different.
Welcome back to National EMTV News. The Supreme Court has upheld the National Court decision for a recount for the Simbu governor's seat after lawyers representing sitting governor Michael Dua filed an appeal. The decision for a recount incited a clash between supporters of the former governor Noah Cool and those of the sitting governor. Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission, in a media statement, advised the recount for the Simbu governor's seat will be held in Ley, Morobe province.
So suppose county go na win, good pla, baim la paiti mandaso. Suppose nala man win, baim la mas. So some people must understand.
A faction of oil project resource owners in the Southern Highlands will receive a better share of benefits this time around. Southern Highlands Governor William Powie announced this recently in Port Moresby. Governor Powie says affected resource owners in Kutubu will see an increase of a 20% stake in royalty and other benefits.
Governor Powie made the announcement 3 days before Christmas. He says resource owners have been fussy about the benefits, thus the Southern Highlands provincial government has considered the plea after lengthy discussions. Governor Powie says the impacted communities for oil and gas projects in Kutubu are captured in the payment.
The Southern provincial government has considered their request, and we are happy to redistribute 20% of the provincial government's royalty component back to the landowners.
Previously, the Southern Highlands provincial government owned a stake of 70%, while the resource owners only accrued 30%. But with pressing demands from the Kutubu resource owners in the past 10 years, both the provincial government and landowners will now share 50% each.
I want to make this announcement for and on behalf of the Southern provincial government. The announcement is a gift to the people of Kutubu who have supported this country for both the oil and gas projects.
In a related matter, the Southern Highlands provincial government is distributing 26 million kina from royalties to support infrastructure projects in all the 5 districts. Powie said this is because Waigani failed to release nearly 70% of the provincial government's internal revenue for 2016 up to 2018.
I'm finally appealing to the national government, the relevant agencies, to release development money belonging to the people of Southern Highlands and stop unnecessarily withholding what is rightfully the people's development funds.
Jack Lapave Jr., National EMTV News.
Partners with Melanesia is continuing its nationwide community reforestation training. 35 participants recently completed a training program in Kundiawa, Simbu province. The training was all basic on planning, nursery design, soil treatment, culture seed handling, germination, storage, planting, nursery management, and general climate change topics. PWM aims to build capacity of communities who want to plant trees on their land under the Community Reforestation and Climate Change Program. During the training, each of the 9 groups were given polybags and shade cloth to establish their nurseries. The Papua New Guinea Health Support Workers Association is calling on the Health Department and Department of Personnel Management to sign a memorandum of agreement to recognize the roles of its members. They say this must include a review of its objectives.
Operating for 3 years now, the association has faced many issues, and one of them is that the roles of its members are being overlooked. The association reported that so far there has never been any reclassification and remuneration of positions. The Departments of Health and Personal Management have been urged to sign a memorandum of agreement to recognize the roles of its members and to review the objectives of the association.
The agreement is MOA. That is its comprehension of our allowances, like DMA, the service allowance, the overtime allowance.
Apart from nurses and the doctors, every worker in the health sector plays a very vital role. These non-clinical workers come under the PNG Health Support Workers Association. This association came into existence in 2015 with the main objective of health service delivery.
The sacrifice we came through, we would also appreciate if the Department of Personal Management also fast-track our work value studies in the near future very quickly. If we are given the local claim, then we have an obligation to the state. You give it to us, we'll give you 100%. That's our main obligation. That is a service delivery in the country.
The 2019 budget for the association has been captured, and this was made possible by the help of the association's provincial executives who gathered all the data needed from the provincial level. Members of the association were commended for their patience, and the agreement will be signed early 2019. Michelle Awamoromoro, National EMTV News.
Numerous calls have been made in recent years to the East New Britain Provincial Government to give recognition to the Binding people. The Kaket Stewardship Council, representing the more than 70,000 people of Binding, says it wants the Binding people to have their own electorate. The proposed plan to have an extra seat comes following a growing trend in the unequal distribution of service delivery into remote Binding areas. Edwin Fidelis reports from Kokopo.
The push for a new electorate by the Binding people is an old agenda. Over the years, unequal distribution of basic services in the province has hit the Binding people so much that they want to change the approach. The Kaket Stewardship Council is a legal entity that is providing a representation of more than 70,000 Binding people who claim to be voiceless.
This thinking must go to all the people in East New Britain. All no can poretim, na all no can thing all said, I empower ya block government, long one block group by take over long all people, along all pomio and all Binding no. It's about us.
Many in the province continue to view this as a fight to provide a fair representation of the Binding people in the first and second tier of government. Acquiring the new Binding electorate would mean adding one more seat to the current 4 seats in the province, and there are factors to consider, such as drawing up new boundaries, budget allocation, the number of eligible voters, and the establishment of basic services in such a remote region.
I think it's time that we have to make that change. We need to also try to put things right for not only for us the Bindings or the Silhili group, but for East New Britain as a whole.
East New Britain Governor Nakikus Konga has responded positively to the proposed move, stating there is a likelihood that the Binding people could be recognized.
They've got 75,000 people, the population, they are qualified to have an electorate. They've got so much land, untouched land. They've got so much resources.
Currently, the proposed electorate is situated between the Pomio and Gazelle districts. It is understood a proposal on this matter has been submitted to the Law Reform Commission, the entity that is responsible for amending changes to the laws.
We have completed all the papers and they are ready to take off, but only one national government to facilitate it. That's the bottom line now.
But the concerns of the Binding people may seem more than just a call for equal service delivery. Critics say it's an old conflict that is deeply rooted between the predominant Tolais, who migrated from New Island, and the Bindings, who are the traditional inhabitants of East New Britain province, who were forced by the Tolais to move to the hinterlands. And whatever the outcome may be, it will shape a new political landscape in East New Britain province. Edwin Fidelis, National EMTV News, Kokopo.
2 head teachers and a primary school teacher in the Kabum district confirmed experiencing pay cuts this year. Shoni Sokep from Yalumet Primary School and Kumatorika from the Boyang Primary School. Both said it's been a challenge for them and their families in rural Kabum. In October this year, teachers across the country reported that between 100 kina and 200 kina was being deducted from their pay.
This short trek leads to the house of Masawani, an assistant teacher at the Boyang Primary School in Kabum. He has been teaching in remote schools in Kabum for 8 years. Mr. Wani was one of the teachers who was affected by the recent teachers' pay cuts this year.
Sometimes I'm affecting people teachers. Where people look say, I'm not helping family or side of school fees. Nara plus something.
In September this year, teachers in Ley reported getting cuts of more than 100 kina made to their pay for several fortnights. The same was experienced by teachers nationwide. Mr. Wani explained that because of the prices of goods and services in Kabum is high, the pay cut greatly affected his family.
More expensive. No spending, got enough savings.
Head teacher of the Boyang Primary School, Kumatorika, also had cuts made to his pay along with other teachers in his school.
And this little amount, maybe 150 or 200, this cannot help the teachers.
Shuni Sokep is the head teacher for Yalomet Primary School. He was the only one affected from his school.
Here I'm 380 long contact, I come down now. Suppose pay card name come up. I'm saying making me spending extra contact, me go him loan or dinner or this like that.
The teachers say they need their pay to return to normal come the start of the new academic year. Philia Pisep, National MTV News, Ley.
Here with National MTV News on this Christmas Eve. Stay tuned. We take a look at stories making headlines overseas when we come back.
You too can now experience the refreshment of pure PNG with True water, sourced from an ancient aquifer, carbon filtered, ultraviolet and ozone treated, and the finest purification with reverse osmosis.
And that means the science lesson is now over. Settle back and refresh yourself with PNG's finest. Reach for a chilled True water. Pure PNG.
As PNG's only ISO-accredited bulk haulage operator, IPI Transport guarantees the delivery of your critical cargo. Equipped with state-of-the-art GPS tracking systems and backed by an experienced team, you can rely on IPI Transport, part of the IPI group of companies.
At BSP, we continue to offer our valued customers smart banking solutions. We are proud to introduce our new range of Visa chip cards, now providing customers convenient options to shop with touch and go and enhanced security features. For any purchase up to 50 kina, you can simply touch and go, and for other amounts, simply insert your card and enter your PIN. Enjoy the convenience and safety of a BSP Visa chip card, available at your local BSP branch.
Because we are you. We are BSP.
I wash my hands after I use the toilet. I wash my hands after I touch the animal. I also wash my hands after I cough. I wash my hands before every meal. I wash my hands after I sneeze.
Hand washing reduces the spread of germs and diseases. Wash your hands before you eat or touch food. Together, let's make hand washing a habit.
Clean hands, good health.
Papua New Guinea, unimaginably diverse, exotic, beautiful with friendly, smiling people. Truly a million different journeys.
One of our greatest joys is being thankful for all the wonderful deeds in showcasing our beautiful country Papua New Guinea to the world.
What a better time this festive season than to thank each and every one of you.
To those who have assisted us promote this magnificent destination, Papua New Guinea, thank you.
To those who have visited us, thank you.
To those who are ready to visit us in 2019, welcome.
To those planning to visit soon, we stand ready to assist.
the CEO, management, and staff of the Papua New Guinea Tourism Promotion Authority would like to wish
PNG Tourism industry members, visitors, and all friends of PNG Tourism
a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year 2019.
Hollywood Express. Red Carpet.
This script was written in 2001.
Newsflash. Whoa! New releases.
I may not be equipped to be loved this much.
Inside Look.
Every time we do this, I feel so high tone.
Weekend box office and top 10 countdown.
Oh, I read.
Hollywood Express, Sunday, 9 p.m. right here on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Welcome back to National EMTV News. Turning overseas now, a rescue effort is underway in Indonesia to try to find any more survivors from that tsunami that's already known to have killed more than 200 people and injured nearly 900 others. The islands of Java and Sumatra were affected by the giant waves.
This is one of the many beachside resorts that dot this coastline in the west of Java, and as you can see behind me, the damage is pretty extensive. The wave from the tsunami swept in over this beachfront here and into the small villas behind me. There's not too much damage here, and that's somewhat indicative of what we've seen right down this coastline. Some of the villages that we've seen are completely destroyed, others are relatively untouched, and this villa, although it's deserted and badly damaged, is clearly one of the luckier ones. You can see the watermark that's come here. It's about knee high, which obviously wouldn't have been too dangerous, relatively speaking, but would have been clearly a terrifying experience for those staying inside. You can see all the sand, the piles of mattresses that have been left behind. Clearly the people that were staying here just fled as quickly as they possibly could. Now, we're not actually far on this beach from the resort where we saw that terrifying vision, those pictures of that band on stage, a beachside concert. They were all oblivious before the wave crashed through the stage and the crowd. That is still something of a crime scene, or at least a scene of recovery, where several dozen people have been killed and police and search teams are still on the scene looking for bodies, hoping to find survivors. And that's very much the case right up and down this coast, and also the coast of southern Sumatra, which is out across in the ocean that way. That was also badly hit. And also out in that direction is the Son of Krakatoa volcano, which is believed to have been responsible for this tsunami. An undersea landslide is thought to have displaced huge volumes of water. There was no earthquake, but nonetheless it still sent a wall of water onto this coast and that of the neighbouring island.
When a member of your family is in the military, stationed far away, all you want for Christmas is to have them home for the holidays. And those wishes come through for some this week. Let's take a look.
A visit to Santa Claus.
So, what would you like for Christmas?
For my dad to come home.
Oh.
Turned into a special delivery for these two Minnesota sisters.
Daddy!
Their father, a soldier stationed in Kuwait, surprised his daughters just in time for Christmas. It's among the many emotional reunions caught on camera between military members and their families this holiday season. A Wisconsin boy's older brother serving in the Army
There's your brother.
surprised him at school with a big hug after 5 months apart. The soldier then marched down the hall to his other sister and brother.
It made me feel warm inside.
In this viral video, a little boy presented with a large Christmas gift.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. I don't even have an idea yet.
I think you're gonna like it.
Inside the box, a loved one in military fatigues.
Oh my God!
The person who posted this wrote, "My nephew got to unwrap the only Christmas gift he asked for a few days early." A small army of family members kept this airman from even getting through the door in Sacramento.
What the heck?
Surprise! And finally, at a Christmas choir concert in Indianapolis, an unexpected interruption.
Miss Avery Hinton, you have a present under the tree.
It led to a mother serving in the Navy embracing her daughter just in time for Christmas.
It's been a really long year, and so many things have happened, and I just missed her so much. And it just makes this Christmas extra special, her surprising me.
For some of these service members, another deployment could be next. But for now, the current marching orders include being home for the holidays.
And on that note, we go for a break. When we come back, some sporting updates in Trukai Sports. Don't go away.
Missed again. Got it. Yes.
Good time Teddy Chocolate Chip. With the chocolate chip, you're sure to have a good time.
Here, Grumpy. This is Hungry. Here, Happy. Happy.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home. With an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
Do not play with death when your family goes out to sea. Do not get on an overloaded dinghy, or if alcohol is being consumed. Do not get on a dinghy in bad weather, or if there is no extra zoom or drinking water. Always wear a life jacket. Ensure your loved ones return safely when going out to sea. This message is brought to you by NMSA.
MAPEX Training Institute. Job-oriented certificate in plant operator and motor vehicle training courses includes mobile crane, excavator, light motor vehicles, semi-trailer, prime mover, and many more. For school leavers grade 6, 8, 10s, 12s, and the working class, enrollment is now open for January 27, 2019 intakes. For more information, call us on 323-2063 or email info@mapextraining.com.pg.
Sorry, I can't come home. I'll have to work late. I'm working on the staff's Nest Fund contributions. I'm late and it's already due.
Go home to your family. We've already registered with Nest Fund Employer Online Portal. Register your company today with Nest Fund Employer Online Portal and enjoy the benefits we offer. You control everything from contribution, loading automation, generate contribution, receipt summary, or just monitor contribution history. Register your company today with our Employer Online Portal. Nest Fund, your partner in superannuation.
Introducing Mosin Fresh Noodles!
Raspberry,
Pineapple,
calamansi, orange,
lemon,
lime, mango, and cola.
Mosin Fresh Noodles! Proudly manufactured and distributed by PTC Industries.
We're the crew from MTech Media. Behind me stand a group of very creative people, and as you can see, a bit crazy. In 2018, we have produced some of the best TV commercials, documentaries, and videos.
Let me break it down to you. Here's Nash, in charge of all our documentaries, Augie, our legend, Naira, our commercial producer.
Here at MTech, we believe in girl power. Our production team is made up of Gertrude, Deanna, and Jennifer.
And all together, we would like to wish you all a
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year!
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. To Rugby League, the Central Dabaris will be hosting their second trial selection for the final squad early next year. Following its successful bid, the Dabaris are currently undergoing selection process for the inaugural campaign in the National Intercity Cup competition.
For the past few weeks, the Central Dabaris team has been doing its campaign for the 2019 Digicel Cup. With the 60-man squad selected last month, the management has set its training dates. In last week's session, the train-on squad went through a pre-testing medical and physical examination test led by trainer Arua Ben Moide. With a large number coming from the rural areas of Central, the 60-man squad successfully completed medical checks, beep test, and 2.4-kilometer time trials. Following the two-day session, Central Dabaris chairman Kit Udu and his board members announced the training dates. The squad will resume training on the 7th of January in 2019. On the 25th, a second trials elimination of the 60-man squad will be hosted, where they will play against a PRL select side and a Koyari select side. After these trial matches, a final 25-man squad will be announced and submitted to the PNG NRLC. Suli, National EMTV Sports.
The Coca-Cola Ipatas Cup leg of the Central Tournament saw Hola Flies take on Tox Mixed Dogs in the Gold Pass playoff yesterday for a spot in the finals. Three-time winners for the Central leg, Tox Mixed Dogs were ferocious from the opening whistle, but they were up against a formidable Flies outfit.
The first gold playoff of the Coca-Cola Ipatas Cup was between Tox Mixed Dogs and the Hohola Flies. The match was kicked off by patron Sir Peter Ipatas. In a very tough encounter, Tox Mixed Dogs were first to secure 2 points through a penalty kick. But it wasn't long before Border Storm returned the favour. 10 minutes later, and despite strong defence by the Dogs, the Flies beefed up and evenly attacked their opponents to finally score their first try. In the second half, the Flies managed to score their second try. Conversion successful. Not long after that, Tox Mixed Dogs beat back, scoring their first try just minutes before full-time. Conversion unsuccessful. At full-time, it was the Hohola Flies who overthrew the three-time champions, Tox Mixed Dogs, to win the Golden Pass with a 12-point win. Tournament director Simon Maima was on hand to give the Golden Pass to the winning team.
We had a good full rounds last weekend, this week, and we went up preliminary finals and we come to semi-finals, and we end up today with gold passes for NCD and Central separately. Border Storms for NCD challenges. They just dressed up Paga Pandas, one of the defending champions, and all Imaging came out champions for the day in the Central Challenge, defeating the undefeated champs for the last 3 years.
Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
Still on the Ipatas Cup Challenge, the NCD leg saw the Paga Panthers take on the mighty Border Storms for a spot in the finals of the Gold Pass playoff. Despite the strong performance displayed by both teams, the Border Storms secured enough space for a field goal in the last quarter to win by 2 points and earn a Golden Pass to the grand final.
The NCD leg of the Coca-Cola Ipatas Cup saw a nail-biting performance between favourites Paga Panthers and the Border Storm. Both teams were strong in defence with great attacking runs, which made it difficult to find gaps. Despite the near misses of a possible try by the Storm, it was impossible to tell whose game it was going to be. Paga Panthers also missed out on a possible try. With the first half ending with no score, the second half saw an even stronger contest. A first field goal in the second half by the Storm was unsuccessful, but 8 minutes later and in the 22nd minute, this time the field goal was successful, bringing the score at full time to Border Storm 1, Paga Panthers 0. The golden pass was awarded to the winning team by patron Sir Peter Ipatas. Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
Don't go anywhere. Trukai Sports will continue after these messages. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Why does everyone around the world love our Paradise Scotch fingers? The softer, creamier taste is in the traditional making. We use real butter, the finest wheat flour, pure sun-ground sugar, mixed with also creamy condensed milk and farm fresh eggs. Then we bake it to perfection. Paradise Scotch finger biscuits, loved by many, enjoyed by everyone.
We can't wait to meet you.
I got this.
Hi guys, this is Peter. I'm going in to help Mom, okay?
Oh boy, these are some pretty big fellas. Hello. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Whoa, that's a tight grip.
Hey.
Seriously?
Hey, is that your car?
Yes, it is.
Sweating on the inside? Handle it on the outside with Speed Stick.
Hey, come with my dad.
Huh? Speed Stick. Don't sweat it, handle it.
MAPEX Training Institute.
Job-oriented certificate in diploma in business courses includes Human Resource Management, Business Management, Accounting, Information Technology, and many more. For school leavers, grade 10s, 12s, and the working class. Enrollment is now open for February 4, 2019 intakes. For more information, call us on 323-2063 or email info@mapextraining.com.pg.
No can time long pilai one time die. Time family belong you, I go other side long solwara. No can kalap long dingy where emi pull up pinis or kalap suppose only drink beer. No can kalap suppose whether I bagger up or no got extra zoom or wara belong drink is tap. All get a time wear him life jacket. Sekim suppose one to belong you I come back alright. Time only go other side long solwara. This fella talk save I come long NMSA.
Sizzler's Family Restaurant has great value meals every day of the week.
I like that.
Choose from our extensive menu, lunch or dinner.
I'll have that.
Lunch buffet, all you can eat for 42 kina.
I want that.
Tender, delicious steaks, soups, salads, pasta, desserts.
I love that.
Treat the whole family to great specials.
We'll have that.
Sizzler's Family Restaurant, Gateway Hotel and Apartments, 7 Mile.
The hottest new videos and your favorite artists.
Can you turn around, just wait. The way they look me, I should be the one that is teasing. I want Shelly, baby. Look at them one finger tiptoe.
On Elite Music Zone, Thursday night, right here on MTV.
Win a share of 500,000 kina with Roots Rice. All you need to do is buy any Roots medium grain rice, write your name, mobile number and address on the bag or packet and drop it in entry boxes in stores nationwide. There'll be 6 weekly cash draws with 4 lucky winners walking away with the grand prize of 50,000 kina each. Promotion starts 1st December 2018 and ends 12 January 2019. Hurry and enter for your chance to win cash with Roots Rice.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. Sport in the country is expected to reach new heights and professionalism in all codes. Vice Minister Wesley Raminai told MTV Sports the country's only sports policy is currently under review by a working committee. Raminai says the new policy will capture every code with the aim of improving levels of interaction and help sportsmen and women be professionals.
Papua New Guinea has made headlines in recent years in sporting achievements. The Vice Sports Minister says once the policy is reviewed and adjustments made, sports will be played at a whole new level. He says the review is crucial
With sports, it's growing. It's a growing industry in the world, and we need to be in the same power with everybody in the world. So we're doing that, and we would like to, with our current policy that we have in place, we want to reinvent the way we do sports in the country.
For nearly 25 years, the country's only sporting policy has been left idle. With new developments in sporting facilities, Vice Minister Raminai says the policy will push athletes to be professional in all sporting codes.
Government is working on plans to have good plans in place so that there's a pathway for our young sport kids, talents which are coming through, so that we can have an opportunity to go and expose ourselves with the rest of the world in other countries as well.
On a related note, sports in Papua New Guinea enters into a new dimension to keep abreast with the digital age. Through the Ministry of Sports and National Events, discussions on telecasting sports will reach new heights. Raminai was in Geneva recently to open dialogue with big sporting broadcasters.
We're already linked up with One Championship. It's a broadcaster based in Singapore and Asia. Normally looks at the Asian market, and you can see that sports in the world at the moment in Asia it's growing, and it's good that we've done networking to team up with them, and we can grow our sports here as well.
Review for the sports policy is expected to be completed mid-2019. Jack Lapave Jr., National EMTV Sports.
And that story ends Trukai Sports for this evening. Up next, the weather details for Christmas Day.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Whatever our words may be, sing out strong as far as you can see. Whatever language people are taught, come on, everyone join in. An exciting adventure is about to begin. 'Cause there's one thing we all know, when it's time to get up and go. Sharing stories make the call. Our favorite biscuit, the best of all. M now, PNG. M now, PNG. M now, PNG.
MUPEX Training Institute.
Job-oriented certificate in plant operator and motor vehicle training courses includes mobile crane, excavator, light motor vehicles, semi-trailer, prime mover, and many more. For school leavers grade 6, 8, 10s, 12s, and the working class, enrollment is now open for January 27, 2019 intakes. For more information, call us on 323-2063 or email info@mapextraining.com.pg.
The board, management and staff of PNG Ports Corporation Limited would like to say thank you to all our valued clients and stakeholders for the support this year. We wish everyone a safe and happy festive holiday season. Merry Christmas!
If you are purchasing Christmas lights this festive season, carry out a basic check before you buy. Check that the insulation is thick and the plugs are standard. Christmas lights with thin insulation and substandard plugs are dangerous and can cause harm or fire. But before you purchase, always ask for a certificate of approval from PNG Power Limited. For more information, check our website, social media sites, and the national call center numbers on your screen.
Mosin Plaza Garoo Shopping Mall. We bring to you the finest quality brands from Australia, ranging from dairy products, juices and spreads. Come visit us today at Mosin Plaza, Ganavali Avenue, Stage 2, Garoo. Mosin Fresh Mart, store belong you me.
Pacific Way. Bringing you the story that matters to Pacific people. Culture, tourism, health, environment, and livelihood of individuals and the communities. Pacific Way, Wednesday 7:30 p.m. right here on your number one to watch, EMTV.
In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
A quick look at the weather for Christmas Day in the southern region. A shower or two expected in Port Moresby, Daru and Kerma, as well as in Popondetta. Mostly fine in Alotau with a top temperature of 32 degrees.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
And that's the news, sport and weather for today, Christmas Eve, Monday the 24th of December 2018. On behalf of the EMTV News team right throughout the country, Merry Christmas for tomorrow. Pleasant viewing on your number one to watch. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods and Paradise Beverages.
It's bedtime.
Fresh